All right, welcome to episode 9 of Nomifactory. And I think to start out, we're gonna make some silicon boules. So, gallium and silicon. And then combine them together. We got the aluminum. And we're gonna do silicon boules, and we need these 3 machines. So cutting machine, and gonna get the precision laser engraver and the extruder. And it also wants a large pipe mold. So I'll be back with these 3 machines, I guess. And maybe also a CEF or MV. All right, with that, we got the extruder. No question yet. We need extruder shapes. And next, let's get the cutting machine. All right, and with that, we should have cutting machine. And next is laser engraver. Probably the toughest one. I have a majority of it, actually. Never mind. We're missing an electrum rod. We got any electrum? Of course we don't. Silver and gold. Alloy smelt them together. Oh. Sometimes we take the edge of the platform way too fast. Put them together, lay them together. We shall also make some extruder shapes. Extruder shapes are going to be let's do 4. 4 for now. We've got the emitter, we've got the machine hole, and with that, that is the precision laser engraver. Boom. Our silicon boules should be ramping up. We got 4 of them so far. Perfect. And with that, we can cut them. And now, let's put the cutting machine over here. You got any fluid conduits in here? Nope. Fluid conduits in here. We got 1. Cutting machine. And yes, you can put higher tier machines on lower tier cables, like we have alloy smelter or that chem reactor right there. And as long as you give it enough amperage of the lower tier, you can power the higher tier. So all right, we've got a whole stack of silicon wafers there. Really needed 1. And then we need lenses. So let's get those lenses. All right. And with that, we got the diamond lens. Signs. Don't need signs for now. Should be all three. Perfect. And with that, I think we can start making circuits. Let's just clear out the inventory a tiny bit. There we go. So it wants integrated circuits and RAM. Integrated, I think, is white. Let's see here. Integrated's red and RAM's diamond. Okay. And it's going good on power. Seems like it. How is this going? Just out of energy. Perfect. Let's get some more iron while we're at it. Also, sound. Sound of machines. They aren't really running. More iron. We got 1,500 iron. Big deal. And this should be a RAM. We can cut this down to 32. Ooh, that's a lot. Is it MV laser engraver? Or MV cutting machine? Okay. Let's just get a stack of RAM. This can provide 2 amps. 2 MV amps at least. Sweet. Let's be back with the rest of these components and maybe gather up our first HV circuits. All right, that should be integrated circuits. Perfect. And with that, we should be able to get the electronic assemblies. We need aluminum plates, resistors, more capacitors. Fine electrum. Let's see about that electrum. Do we have silver? Got a tiny amount of silver. And a bit of gold as well. Let's batch up. 16 electrum. Sure, why not? I think it's skeleton's tin. One of these has to be gold. I think Guardian's gold. And then Ghast is silver. Gold's Guardian, and then silver might be Ghast. Yeah, okay. So, if we want better sources of electrum, let's wire mill this up. And might have enough. We've got plenty of the capacitors. We've got ILCs. We have got the HVs. Not the HVs, the MV circuits. I think it's 6 required. It's 8. 8 of those, and we got resistors as well. Let's see. Resistors, capacitors, ILCs, integrated circuits, and just the electrum. Need more than 12 electrum. Oh. How much electrum is it? 16. Okay. This should be our first. Still not enough? What? Oh, aluminum plates. That's why. Our aluminum plates should be somewhere. There we go. There we go. Making HVs. And with our first HVs, we should be able to make a MV assembler, which will allow us to do better circuits. 2 HVs. And we can go straight into this assembling machine, which needs 2 more. Let's get back with the assembling machine. All right. With this, we should have everything for the assembler. Another machine casing. Should be MV assembler. Perfect. Got everything for it. Should be quest. All right. With that, I think we can start getting into the distillation tower. Set it over here. Got enough energy. Perfect. Let me find a place for this distillation tower. We'll be back. All right, with this we should have chem reactor, MV. I also got the brewing machine and distillery and a few other chem reactors so that we can start getting into ethylene. And I'm thinking for now we just set it here. So we're gonna have, I need to supply this with water as well. Brewing machine, distillery, 2 chem reactors, and let's flip these around. Let's have the LVs on this side and the MV in the center. Okay, and this is gonna make our ethylene, which we probably need another chem reactor, now that I think about it. We're missing a motor, missing tin and iron. Tin, cables, iron, rods. We can lay them up. Let's just get a bunch of tin cables. Okay. We need a motor. And we need another chemical reactor. Right. And that should be polyethylene, pretty much, except for the inputs and outputs. What we do need is more circuits. Here and here and here. Boom. So the route we're gonna go is going to be as follows. Let me come back with some dynamic fluid conduits real quick. All right. So first things first is we're gonna have sodium loop. So we could do electrolyzing water in a semi-normal way of just electrolyzing pure water, or we can do it kind of a cheaper way. We can take sodium, mix it with water, get out extra hydrogen from that, and then take the sodium hydroxide and electrolyze it for just basically electrolyzing water super fast. And the sodium is a loop. So we need circuit. I think it's circuit 0. Circuit 1. There we go. So we get sodium hydroxide. Item conduit. Extract on blue. Insert on purple, always active. extract on blue, insert. Oh, these need to flip around. All right, so, and we need an MV electrolyzer, and I only made an LV one. Let's be back with the better electrolyzer. All right, we got the better electrolyzer. Boom. Sodium hydroxide. That's a quest somewhere. Early game? Nope. Mid game. Huh. For biodiesel. Would have guessed. I gotta take some of this out. I gotta prevent this from being extract with signal for now. So that makes us plenty of hydrogen and oxygen. We do need some way to store these. Do we have drums? Can we get more steel drums? Couple of steel drums, perfect. Oh, those are item conduits. Fluid. You and you. You're gonna be insert on blue. You're gonna be insert on brown. With a filter for hydrogen. And you insert brown filter oxygen. You might be extract. So you are going to be extract brown, always active. You are going to be extract brown, always active. Hydrogen going in there, oxygen going in there. Perfect. So then, brewery, we put in sugar canes. That's it. Just sugar cane going into there. Need a wrench. Gonna go into the distillery, hopefully, fruit juice or biomass, and then circuit 0 into ethanol, and that's 1/2 of our ethanol production. Now we take our item or fluid conduits, here, and this is going to be extract purple, extract cyan. Insert cyan here. We got oxygen and we combine it with sulfur and circuit of 3, I believe. Chem reactor, oxygen, circuit of 3. Yep. That makes us sulfur trioxide. We're going to combine that with water to make sulfuric acid. So we need water. How do I want to do this? Let's go along this side. You're gonna be extract on red, always active. And then here, going to be insert on red. Boom. And now we're getting sulfuric acid. Extract that on black, I guess, and insert into this chem reactor. Insert on black. And then we take the biomass and push it, or take the ethanol that we get from this distillery, push it into the advanced chem reactor, and mix the ethanol and the sulfuric acid together. And that should make us ethylene and dilute sulfuric. We need a drum to empty it out. And the slowest part of this is the brewery. We probably should make a few breweries. Early game here. We've got need bucket. Bucket of sulfuric. Perfect. Bucket of ethanol. This isn't gonna run. There we go. Needs a lot of sugarcane. We need a lot of breweries. Is there any other better way to get biomass? 60. Plant balls? Not really. Any better ways to get ethanol? Ethanol is... that's a terrible ratio. These are all pretty terrible ratios. Pretty much biomass is the best bet. It's gonna be slow, but probably how we're gonna have to do it for a while. We could do an MV brewery to speed it up. We might. We will. Let's make an MV brewery. What are we missing here? Phenolic boards. Let's make an MV brewery. All right. Slowly but surely, we should be getting polyethylene. At least ethylene. This is a slow process. We do get it a bucket at a time though, which is nice. Hopefully. There we go. We got the ethylene. I want the polyethylene. I could fluid extract. I did not want an item kind with it right there. Filter here. Do. Oxygen. And ethylene. You. Then you can be extract on cyan, always active. Ethylene's going in, perfect. Ethylene also went into here. $160. Where else did the ethylene go? Right here. There we go. And I think it needs a circuit. Circuit of 0. All right, and with that, we should have polyethylene. at a fairly decent rate. Still got to deal with the dilute hydrochloric. But other than that, we have our polyethylene. We need a bucket of it. All right. And with that, we can make plastic. And also chlorine. We need PVC. So let's do PVC like immediately. So electrolyzer and then another chemical reactor. Chemical reactor, do we have enough for it? We do not. We need the motor out of iron rods and copper cables. Where's the lathe at? The lathe is over here. Let's get 2, just in case. We got the motor, we need the machine hull. Boom. So, chem reactor, electrolyzer. Let's get some salt going into here. Let's get some salt going somewhere. Out of coins. Not out of coins. We just need a bunch of pennies. I can smelt this into salt. Perfect. Let's just get a batch of salt running right through. Salt fluid output into this left side, boom. And then we need another chem reactor. So we're getting chlorine in here, and then we're getting, that's an item conduit. We need the output of U. Outputting on cyan. Cyan extract, and we need ethylene. Boom. We just need more power for this setup. This should round robin it. Hopefully. Maybe. Getting ethylene in here? We are getting ethylene. We're also getting ethylene here. Let's take some out, put it into here. And then ethylene and chlorine. 2 buckets chlorine. Okay. We'll make hydrochloric and vinyl chloride. So, take the rest of our salt, put it into this electrolyzer. Getting salty. Also should pick up a bucket of chlorine. That should be another quest. Perfect. And we need a bucket of polyethylene. You are not what I want. I need another filter. Bucket of polyethylene. Next quest. Boom. And now I can make both types of sheets. So we need vinyl chloride. We need vinyl chloride. Let's make a couple fluid extractors and finish up the 2 plastic sheet routes. All right, we've got 15 polyethylene, and in here we have vinyl chloride, which we need to mix with more oxygen. Yeah, to get PVC. We got oxygen here. We have, let's get a liquid trash can so that we can avoid hydrogen. Trap door. Easy. Insert brown, low priority. There we go. Now we're avoiding the excess hydrogen, which means you should be getting extra oxygen into either of these. Let me grab vinyl chloride and make a batch by hand. Couple batches by hand. Our bottleneck is this, which is not even running. There we go. 800 oxygen there, 200 here. Ooh, I wanted that. This should give us PVC. There we go. Vinyl chloride. And we could fluid solidify that into both types of sheets. Perfect. And then with that, we just need annealed copper for the SMDs. Annealed copper is copper and oxygen in a fluid in a blast furnace. All right. Do we have a fluid hatch? We do have a fluid hatch. Do we have... We have no oxygen. Let's get this 1 bucket of oxygen. Get a piece of copper. We got copper in our inventory. Oxygen. Circuit of 1. And we're making annealed copper. Perfect. All right. Annealed copper. Next quest. And that gets us into SMDs. So SMDs we might as well work on in the next episode. So thank you all for watching. What did we do? We got work on the MV machines. Started that. We did both polyethylene and PVC. Do need another chem reactor for that. And we are close into getting our final tier of circuits. So we'll probably get into that next episode and onwards into infrastructure. So with that, see you around.